Prince Charles has got another big battle on his hands, this time with a once loyal servant. But what is going to be the outcome? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Today I'm just doing a very quick update on that particular story, and we're inside at one of our splendid studios here in the heart of Westminster. So this isn't my home, if you wonder what all that mess is behind me. It's cameras, lights, cables, you name it, but trust me, I'm a lot more tidy than that. Just ask my mom. Anyway, as ever, back to your royal story today. Well, basically, as we know, Prince Charles has had a very difficult year so far. Let's not forget, of course, his youngest son came out and trashed him all over international TV way back in March. And then, of course, he's had the terrible situation of losing his father, which really has hit Prince Charles incredibly hard, as you can imagine. You know, a lot of people said that Philip and Charles weren't particularly close. Well, they weren't in the younger years, but as they became older, you know, people do get to know each other better. And while Philip was very, shall we say, forceful, wanted a lot from his son, he knew, of course, that one day Charles would become king. And I think that's the reason why, of course, Prince Charles himself felt that he was treated, you know, rather harshly at certain points. But towards the end of the last, say, 30 years, they created a very warm and close bond. So whatever stories you read about that when that comes out, with the endless books, no doubt, about Prince Philip, trust me, they had a very good, close friendship and relationship. But back as ever to the bigger problem today. Michael Fawcett, you see, has been with Prince Charles for many years, and for legal reasons we can't go into too many details. You all know the parameters of which this story is based, and I think what a lot of people over here in the United Kingdom are rather stunned by is the fact that Mr. Fawcett was able to, well, extract or possibly extract so much money for so little. When you think about political leaders, they can't get such wealthy donors for their parties to partake so much money. So it just goes to show the power of course, the British royal family. But on a more serious note, yes, these allegations are very worrying. Yes, Prince Charles was unaware of them. A lot of people are basically saying, oh, he must have known what was going on. But look, did a lot of people know what Paul Burrell was doing when he was working for the late, great Princess Diana? What we found out later, of course, was that he borrowed the dresses and apparently kept them safe for her, no doubt while playing Shirley Bassey records at home. But on this particular instance, I think what's really difficult for Mr. Fawcett is how he could possibly make another return. He's already had to step down temporarily from that position now. There's an investigation going on, hence the reason we can't go into too much detail, but depending on what that investigation throws up, and no doubt it will actually open up certainly more cans of worms. I'm sure this can't be the only situation in which this has happened. I think it's going to be very difficult for His Royal Highness Prince Charles to cut ties with such a close personal aide. People call them servants, but they're more than that, particularly to the royals. They are the keeper of their secrets. They do help them in everyday life. And of course, like anybody in a high-ranking business, they begin to rely on them. I think the bigger problem now for Mr. Fawcett is really just how badly he's let down his employer. And I think for Prince Charles, once again, he must be wondering how he can mistrust so many people so many times. Neil Sean, Westminster, London.